Now, in the wake of this week's continued controversy, Governor Jim Pillen joined 24 Republican governors to express solidarity with Governor Greg Abbott and his actions at the southern border. In a statement, he says, quote, "The failure to secure our border has created a massive flow of illegal drugs, national security and terrorism risks, and a humanitarian crisis. I was proud to order Nebraska state troopers and the National Guard to the border last year. Nebraska is proud to stand with Texas now."